Again, we'd like to say happy birthday to our city, 99 years, and we will call the meeting to order for our Special Utility Special District Board of Directors meeting. It is Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. The time is 7:45. Madam Clerk.
Chairperson Shirley Lanier.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Kashamba Miller-Anderson.
Present.
Board Member Trodrick McCoy.
Here.
Board Member Julia Botel.
Here.
Board Member Douglas Lawson.
Here.
Ex officio Board Member Mayor Ronnie Felder. City Manager Jonathan Evans.
Present.
Acting Executive Director Ms. Deirdre Jacobs.
Here.
Tawana Smith is present for the District Clerk. District Attorney Don Wynn.
Here.
District Finance Director Randy Sherman. Thank you.
Very good. We will have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Lawson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions for our agenda this evening?
None from staff, Madam Chair.
Ms. Jacobs?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Are there any disclosures by the board in regards to the item that is on the agenda? If not, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Lawson.
Yes.
Councilperson Botel.
Yes.
Councilperson McCoy.
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Miller-Anderson.
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes. We will move to our regular agenda, number 1. Madam Clerk.
The acceptance of public comment cards for item 1 is now closed. Madam Chair, you do have one public comment card. Resolution 27-1 UD, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Utility Special District, Palm Beach County, Florida, adopting fiscal year 2021 through 2022 budget for the Utility Special District and providing an effective date.
Move to approve Resolution 27-21 UD.
Second.
Very good. Is there a presentation, Ms. Jacobs?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. For the record, my name is Deirdre Jacobs, and I'm the Acting Executive Director of the Utility Special District. This item will be presented by our Finance Director, Mr. Randy Sherman, and it's simply to seek your approval for the Utility Special District's budget for the fiscal year 2021 through 2022. Thank you.
Very good. Can we have public comment at this time? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Sherman.
Have no clicker. There we go. Good evening, Randy Sherman, Finance Director for the district. Again, I know you've seen these schedules before. These are the personnel changes that were adopted by the utility district. The top 5 positions, backflow technician, chief mechanic, compliance technician, and 2 lab techs are new positions being added to the budget. There is one reclassification, the compliance and safety officer. We're making a compliance manager. And then the bottom 5 positions were unfunded to fund the top 5 positions. That was a maintenance worker, a senior equipment operator, a senior office assistant, and 2 water plant operator positions. Again, the budget, first column of numbers, that is the FY 2022 budget. Total of $29.3 million. It is a balanced budget that we are bringing forward, and it does include the raises that were recently passed for the SEIU personnel. Compared to last year the budget was $29.5 million, so it's only, the 22 budget has only gone down $200,000 or less than 1%. Again, I do want to point out on here, this is the entire operating budget. All revenues that the utility district brings in go into the operating fund. Okay? And then from the operating fund, in accordance with the bond documents, certain dollars get transferred out so they can be accounted for separately. So again, the ECR adopts their budget in May or June. They give their budget to the district, and the district includes that. That is the first transfer. That's the transfer from the district to the ECR. We also transfer funds that come in into a separate account for debt service and a separate account for the renewal and replacement fund. But again, all funds come into the district and into the operating fund. So this is not spending capital dollars. It is merely bringing in the operating revenue and then putting it in to a different account so we can track it and report it separately. And with that, I can take any questions that you may have.
Before we get to questions, we would like to hear public comment at this time.
Miss Mary Brown?
Jacobs.
Oh, the spray. The spray is right behind you, Ms. Brown. Sorry to put you to work, Ms. Brown, but
Good evening, it's Mary Bram. As you can see, I'm a little bit excited here tonight. 99 years, that speaks volumes for we as individuals and as we as a city. That states that we are survivors. But the budget here with the utility district, I'm kind of limbo a little bit tonight because I worked and I pulled out files and stuff. And I went through a lot of documentations that were pertinent to this city here. And when I looked at a lot of things from the various boards on down through the years here, were these things here that are really detrimental to the city here was never being done. I want to commend this interim director and her staff for showing that we are more than just words. We are putting our words into action, and that means putting our feet to the pedal. So the budget here, I heard what Randy said, we do have a 200,000 a difference here, which I consider it to be great for us because you all as well went in and dissected and made some of the things that was pertinent in the budget here. We will never get everything tip-top to an A+. But I commend the utility district for putting and bringing forth a budget to address us moving our utility district on, occupying that department with the correct staff that we need. A lot of times, we put people in places where that is no fit. They do not belong in the places where they're at. They don't function there. But once when we take them out of that realm and put them somewhere else, then they can elevate themselves. But I would like to just commend this department here for doing an excellent job. They don't normally hear it. And you all know Ms. Brown very, very well. So Ms. Deidre Jacob and her staff, and as well as Mr. Sherman, because see, Mr. Randy Sherman is going to help move us forward here. We got the wind at our backs, and we will continue sailing on that high sea. And thanks to everyone that dived in to see that we can be successful, and we can prove that we are a city that sits on the hill that have a shining light to us. And a happy, happy birthday to us. And if I don't see you in the 100th year, I see
Thank you.
everyone now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Are there any questions from the board in regards to this item?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
So this seems very familiar. So why do we have this here, Ms. Jacobs? Why is this back again in front of us?
Because it wasn't approved by the board.
Okay, did something change?
No, sir.
So this is the same budget that was presented before that didn't pass, and you guys brought it back, and there's not been any changes on the district side?
No, there hasn't been any changes.
I'm sorry?
No, sir, there hasn't been any changes.
Okay, so was there a conversation that occurred that would have changed the reasons why it didn't pass last week or the week prior?
If you're speaking of staff, there have been no internal conversations with regards to changes. It was brought back before the board because we felt that it was necessary to bring it back before you for your reconsideration.
Right, but this resolution includes an item about a transfer. And when you started off, you said simply to pass the budget. But obviously, it's not simply to pass the budget. It also includes a transfer into renewal and replacements. Can you or Mr. Sherman speak to that?
Sure. Can we get the presentation back up on the screen, please? Okay, as I mentioned, this is the language right out of the bond documents. And one thing that, I learned many, many years ago, the law dictates the accounting doesn't dictate the law. So this is the contract that we have with our bondholders. And again, what it says is all gross revenue shall be deposited into the revenue fund. Okay, so all of the money comes in, goes into one fund. Okay. This is the presentation that I provided last year when we were adopting the 2021 budget. So again, all the money goes into that revenue fund. And then if you go through the bond documents, first thing we do out of that revenue fund is we pay operating expenses. Now they call it an operating fund. We actually still hold that in our operating budget. From there, we then transfer money from the revenue fund to the debt service fund. We transfer our required deposit for the renewal and replacement, okay? And then we transfer any money to the city. So again, the utility district pays administrative fees to the city. The utility district pays for IT work. The utility pays for fleet work. Those are all the transfers. But if you notice, they come towards the end. We don't get our money first. We get our money after operations, debt, and funding the renewal and replacement. And then at the end of the day, if there's any money left over, it rolls into that capital and surplus fund. Everything that you see there on that screen is all within the operating fund. So it comes in at the top and goes through a certain period. So when we adopt the budget, we need to adopt those transfers. So when you come back to this, we have the transfer to the debt service fund, and we have the transfer to the renewal and replacement fund. Because all of the revenue that comes in is in that $29.3 million up the top for revenue. Okay? Again, it's not appropriating anything. You do that, we bring resolutions, we want to approve a contract, you appropriate the funds to do that. But those transfers are required by the bond documents. But it's not capital spending, it's just moving the funds out of the operating, out of the revenue fund into those particular funds.
Follow up. So this resolution doesn't seem to be the same one that actually authorized the transfer because it doesn't say it in this language. But I guess an unrelated question, and I think I found it here. This does not contemplate any kind of rate water increases for this fiscal year coming up, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, that's all I have.
All right, very good. Any other questions in regards to this item?
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Chairman, the district, what are we currently holding in the surplus fund and the capital fund as of now?
When we moved out the $15 million last year, we had a total of 20 at that point. So right now, there's $5 million in there. And then when we close the year, we close the books, we'll make sure that, again, all of these funds have been transferred. And, you know, whatever the surplus, you know, comes in and goes out, then the capital fund gets the last dollar. So again, until we know what the FY '21 total revenues are and the total operating expenses are, I mean, we know what the debt is, we know what the requirement to deposit into the renewal and replacement. It's really the first two buckets that aren't complete yet. So at the end of the year, we'll take whatever is left and it goes in there and get added to that $5 million.
What are we projecting that capital fund will be with current revenues? I know that we're not complete yet, but what is the projected amount?
Well, when I presented back in July, you know, I thought at that point that if we squeaked out any surplus for '21, we should consider that a win. So I'm not expecting anything, you know, much of anything to go into that fund to be added to it this year.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you. Any other questions in regards to this item?
Yeah,
I
one
just-
question.
I'm sorry?
You said any other questions? I said yes, one question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, does this budget encompass the change of rate that we did for the town of Mangonia Park too? I think we put them back up at, I don't remember, was it 6 point?
It does. It includes the 609, yes. So
Right.
that's in the revenues.
Okay, and it also says here that the FY 2021 budget contemplated a rate increase which did not get approved, but I beg to differ. We did approve a rate water increase, and I say that as the board last year. Did we not? I don't think it was implemented, but we did approve it, correct?
Well, I guess that's, if it was approved, it would have been implemented.
Okay, all right, well, well, you know, it seems like vindication for me because that's the same thing that I was saying. It wasn't proper, but you're saying it didn't go into effect when the resolution and the record says otherwise. But okay, that's all I got. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam
Yes.
Chair, so for clarity, I'm sorry, Madam Chair?
No, go ahead, sir.
So for clarity, there's no rate water increase projected for this budget cycle?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions? I just really wanted to thank Ms. Deirdre Jacobs for sitting down with me after this last meeting to go over this information bit by bit, page by page. I really appreciate your assistance in getting me to understand this and being able to feel comfortable in moving forward with this. Thank you so much for your help. Madam Clerk.
Board Member Lawson,
Yes.
Board Member Botel,
Yes.
Board Member McCoy,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Miller Anderson.
No, I didn't know who you were talking to.
Oh, you
Yes.
had a question?
No, that was just a long entrance. I don't know. Yes.
No problem. Chairperson Lanier.
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Ms. Jacobs, Mr. Sherman, for your presentation. Do we have any public comments for the public comment section?
Yes, ma'am. You have 3, and the acceptance of public comment cards for the public comment section is closed.
Ms. Graham was on her way.
She was on her way. It's our birthday, so we're going. Yeah, we'll be nice on our birthday. Please be reminded that the Board of Directors has adopted rules of decorum, public conduct during official meetings, which has been posted at the front desk. In an effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the Board of Directors chair may have any disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting, and/or the building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Public comment shall begin at 6:15 unless there is no further business of the city by the Board of Directors, which in this event, it shall begin sooner. In addition, if an item is being considered at 6:15, then comments from the public shall begin immediately after the item has been concluded. Any person who would like to speak during public comments, Please fill out a public comment card located at the front desk and give it to the staff before the public comment section is announced.
Thank you. The first one is Miss Tammy Litcher.
Hi, good
Could
evening.
you speak right into the mic, ma'am?
Hi,
Thank you.
good evening.
Good
Um,
evening.
Good evening, witnesses, advisors, and board. My name is Tammy Lulick. I'm standing here in regards to the AIA competition for the FRA award. I personally had to have extended due to this day unprepared. The deadline for these entries, the final day was June 7th, 2021. Missing out on this entry has me not trusting CRA for the improvement with the people of Riviera. Just the face of the fact that the communication between CRA and I was going good until after giving verbal permission over the phone with a woman named Donna for approaching the board about a personal improvement loan of $200,000. I sat through the presented offer, brought to the board, waited to be contacted, and even went back and yet filled out another consent to contact form. And I have yet to be informed of anything. This has past being capable of ignoring, mainly because I am for improving the live, work, and play motto of Riviera that they are advertising. Witnesses, advisors, and board, I want to thank you for hearing me out, but I'm not the only one expecting progress and answers tonight. Now, aside from being the one who conducted the Riviera Cove's introduction to East Coast representatives and Southern Court residents, I found by going back to the meeting where it was held that told face-to-face the recording was hacked and unable to be proved. The result of inquiring resulted into turning into public records. Painstakingly struggling with the mentally convincing myself this never happened. I encouraged myself not to give up. The kids need recreational direction with violent prevention. I've proven to myself that I'm no stranger to the board, and that's in front of me right now. If I am, say something. Other than that, correct me if I'm wrong, but anything within the city requires to be properly maintained and consistently utilized, and only for manner of proper time passed by. The city owns the property and buildings. Just want to know if I was incorrect, because my next question is, what am I to do about CRA causing my entry not to be involved, and this recreation is a little slow moving. That's all I had.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Carl Mohammed.
Carl Mohammed, proud resident of the city of Riviera Beach, and coming here tonight on your 99th year of birthday. I wanted to come as a reminder. The most important thing inside of our community is our children, and we know that the board members haven't made a real connection with the school district of Palm Beach County, which is the major housing where our children are located. And tomorrow night we have the superintendent of Palm Beach County Schools will be visiting the Riviera Beach Library. And this is the first attempt and the first step in the process of trying to bring some closure to the problems that we have as it relates to equity and all of the other problems that we have that deals with the school district that many of you are not familiar with. And I say that because I haven't missed a school board meeting in the past 5 years, and I know I haven't seen any of you there. So I know that you're not possibly informed as it relates to the new improvements that the school district and our community have formulated. And tomorrow is going to be like the first step where we're going to be introducing some of that kind of information, and we know that we can't do it all, but Mr. Burke will be there from 6 to 6:30, and I think it'll be an excellent opportunity for you to start the process of getting to know him a lot better, because we're going to need this city council to become real partners with the school district if we're planning on developing these school centers that we have inside of our community. And lastly, you know, I don't come to too many board meetings, but I wanted to say to those people that are running for, planning on running for the various offices that I've been hearing people argue about, I wanted to make a suggestion to those that are vying for office. I think it would be a good thing for them if they would say what they're doing as opposed to finding condemnation in what you're doing. And I think we could start a new process inside of Riviera Beach, because over the years, I've always seen people come and talk about who's up front, but I've never seen the people that are vying for those positions come and present themselves in a manner where that we can really see some kind of real value or some kind of real way that they can improve. And when we've been doing it the way we've been doing it, we've always seen the same kind of process. And I'm hoping that those who do come to this podium, that they will start to bring some real tangible products as it relates to our community and dealing with the city on a serious level, and stop some of the foolishness that we have going on inside of the audience as I sit there sometime and listen to the conversation. And I'm just making that a comment to the rest of the citizens inside of Riviera Beach, those that are interested in the development of Riviera Beach, if you would consider doing better when you come to this podium. And tomorrow at 6 o'clock at the Riviera Beach Library, the superintendent of Palm Beach County School, which is the 10th largest, and then you know how many thousands of children we serve, but we're looking for Riviera Beach to really be the front runners in the new educational process that is being developed here in Palm Beach, because we in Palm Beach have an exemplary status in the 67 counties, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Margaret Shepherd.
Margaret Shepherd, Riviera Beach. Well, they got a song they sing in the church. I'm glad to be in the number one more time. 99 years. That's a lot. That's a lot for the city of Riviera Beach. My parents were born in West Palm Beach, but they migrated here to Riviera Beach. And of course, my cousin Clara was, I think, born and raised here. No, I think she came from 4th Street. Let me get it right. But today was a very sad day for me to listen to the seniors talk. I was listening to Mr. Muhammad talk about the election. And as they were talking, we all know the drill. I mean, this is nothing new. I'm just kind of bedazzled that we're starting so early. But when things change, of course people change. And I had to say to them today, because now they're saying they're not going to vote, they don't like who's in office, and and all day I had to say, we must vote. Our ancestors voted. How dare you sit here and say you're not going to vote? Well, I don't trust them, I don't like them, and I said, oh, well, we've been saying that from the beginning of time. So I hope they're listening to me, the ones I got to today. I feel very bad that you feel the way you do. I have often felt that way, but I know that I must do my duty. Whether I like you or not, I must do my duty. I said to them, it would be nice if you do, like you did way before I got here, is come to the meetings and talk. Well, of course, they're much older than I, so I kind of understand them getting around. But I want to say to you all as my time is running out, I don't know too much about social media, but that West Side, East Side, or whatever, with Miss Marvelous Washington, I listened to Lady March, and I never heard a woman weep as bad as she wept. I had to put it down because I start crying, and I'm not a crier. If I'm crying, then I'm getting ready to fight, something getting ready to happen, and I just couldn't digest it. I don't know what happened to her. I wasn't here. I was out ill, and when I came back, she was gone. But I know for a fact that she deserves. I don't know her, so I can't say too much. But I think she deserves a little respect. She's gone. She's paying bills that she don't have. Her name is all over town. It made me feel like she was a lady out on the street. But I want to say to her today, I haven't talked to her, but be encouraged. Things will get better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your last card is Miss Mary Brown.
Miss Mary Bram, Riviera Beach. I would like to say that on Monday night, over there where you all held that meeting at, number one, the meeting should not have never, ever been. It was disgraceful, not for just for the parties, but it was disgraceful for we as residents. We can do better business if we applied ourselves to doing better business. We get so caught up in putting ourselves where we should not put ourselves. Anyone that works against the city and for the good of the city, they must go. Because we cannot be a city to move forward. When we make one step, we 20 steps backwards. We can agree to be disagreeable, but when you put the whole entire city in a spotlight like we have been, we are better than this. If you cannot serve us, then leave us. And we would not hold any animosity, none whatsoever. You are here to serve we the people. And we the people put you all up there. And you the people govern everybody else. So if we are to do better, like I first stated, sometimes people are in the wrong places. And it's not that they're not a fit. They just don't fit where they should be. Because Monday night was disgraceful. It was disgraceful. Very, very much disgraceful. We should not have been there. Number one. I am a Democrat, I am a Republican, and I am an independent. Everybody that knows Ms. Bram, she's already out there, and I already crossed the board. This is how Ms. Brams work. And when I say that I'm going to do something, they're going to help me do it. I done told you all, for those who don't know, I sit in that tower. Even if I wanted to come out, I cannot come out. Because I pledge to do good for the residents of this city here. Because I know that I would like to see it better than when I leave here than where it was. The race with Alcee Hastings, you all look amongst you all selves. It is too crowded. And this is what we do. I'm going to say Black Americans. We defeat our own selves.
Thank you so much, Ms. Brown. Does that conclude our public comment?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. We're going to move on to any discussion by the Executive Director.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Bram for her comments, but it would be selfish of me to accept those comments individually. I may be an administrator over at the Utility Special District, but it really is the four gentlemen that are at the back of the room that clearly operate the critical essential services over at the district, them along with their staff. So I just wanted to recognize them.
Thank you. Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair and members of the board, the comment that was made by the first speaker in regards to the CRA, I'm going to take a look at the video tomorrow and speak with staff and see if we can find out what the issue is and see if we can resolve that. But that concludes my comments, Madam Chair.
What was the issue?
That's why I'm going to watch the video.
Okay, very good. District Attorney.
No comments, Madam Chair.
Statements by the board. Councilman Lawson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had the privilege to sit down with Ms. Doretta Polk today and have a conversation. She made comments at the previous meeting in reference to concerns that she had, and I just wanted to privately meet with her before publicly, letting her know I apologized for interrupting her during her public comments and my behavior, whether I had personal or prior frustrations or personal beliefs going on at home. None of that matters, and that's not an excuse for interrupting a resident, so allowing for them to speak. So, Mr. Redder-Polk, I just wanted to provide that apology, especially this being our 99-year anniversary. It's a special time for our city, and it's time for us to celebrate and us to move forward as a community. Over the years, the city has changed, and we have to push forward as a board to make sure that we provide a shining light on our city. So our goal is to continue to provide that light on the community and move it forward. So happy birthday to the city. Look forward to 100 years.
Thank you, sir. Councilman McCoy?
No, ma'am.
Councilwoman Botel?
Just another happy birthday to the city. I'm so pleased to be here. I realize today it's been 22 years, and I never thought I would be living here that long or loving it that much. So happy birthday.
Very good. Councilwoman Miller Anderson?
Just wanted to say happy birthday, Riviera Beach, and look forward to the 100th birthday.
And my comments are, I was born, I'm not gonna say when, in this
By a
city.
river? You was born by the river?
I was born by the river.
In a tent?
I was born in this city, born and raised here in this city, and I'm very proud of the city of Riviera Beach reaching 99 years and looking forward to put 99 more. Thank you, and that is our meeting.